need to be
Hey everyone,
very
how are you
organized
today?
at our time.
We're going live right now.
In order to get some physical food as well, not just food for thought. Our next speaker is Jason Grant. He is an interior stylist, author, creative consultant, has published widely, including a book that some refer to, I saw it on the internet, as a design Bible. It's a book called Place Called Home. He has published other books as well. And Jason is going to talk to us about design thinking in the real world. Jason, please.
Hello everyone. So you just, where's the clicker for the? Okay. So my talk today is entitled Design Thinking in the Real World. Now, I have responsibility towards all of you to give you an experience of some sort that you will remember. Now, the word responsibility can be broken down into response ability. Ability of me to respond and of you to respond as well. So let's see, this is a little kind of quick exercise on design thinking. You know the Bible quote, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Okay, it's talking about words begin the design process of everything, of the universe, and it's like the sound. Okay, so does anybody see a rat in this place? Rat, like a big rodent, big mouse. No? No rats? Okay, so my friend Casper was talking about art. There's the rat here. Look. Okay? Now imagine if we turn this to word art. Okay? It would say strategic thinking. Okay? So I just redesigned that panel. My name is Jason Grant. I'm the CEO of UX Coach. UX stands for user experience. And I would really encourage all of you to link up with me via my website, which is jasongrant.in. In is for India, but it also creates a nice word like Jason Grant in design or Jason Grant in cycling. So please connect with me because this is just the tip of the iceberg of design thinking and just general kind of creative thinking. And you know, UX Coach has worked with all these kind of clients, big companies, small companies, and so on. I won't go into it, it's a bit boring. So really, what is design thinking? It's really, one of the definitions is a cognitive and intellectual process that balances rational and emotional. Emotional is a very key word, and it's not included with your MBA, okay? So if you studied management like I did, it's not in there. So that's why I'm here, to tell you a little bit that humans are also emotional animals. What does that mean? Our emotions account for 80% of our decisions, and they come from our subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind is emotionally driven. Now, we can have emotional intelligence, but really still, you know, as I speak, I haven't really prepared this speech, so I'm just responding ability to you and giving you some sort of experience which I hope and trust that will be memorable and enjoyable and worthwhile. Another definition of design thinking is holistic approach to creating sustainable solutions for a variety of business challenges, but really any challenges. Now, real is an interesting word because, hey, design thinking in the real world. Real means actually existing as a thing or occurring in fact, not imagined or supposed. So if I shake your hand, my name is Jason, what's your name? Eddie, nice to meet you, Eddie. Your body is real, but is your mind real? Okay, you're not sure. That's good answer, I like it. Now, in psychology there's a statement, mind over matter. So our mind creates our bodies. As we think, so we are. Thinking, we are. In fact, the statement goes, you are not what you think you are, but what you think you are. Okay? So you're not what you think you are, what you think you are. World is the earth, together with all of its countries and peoples. So it's all the people, right? We're all on the planet, sharing our story, sharing some sort of human experience, okay? So I could have introduced myself as, my name is Jason Grant. What I do is I coach people design thinking, And who I am is a spiritual being having a human experience. And all of us are a little bit like this. We have name, and we do something, and we are something. We are not our name, though. So what is design thinking in practice? It's a framework, it's a skill set and a mindset of approaching things that we want to design and think. So the creative state in business and all this stuff. Strategic thinking, okay? So how do we start something to make it success? We first empathize with people. We actually understand their needs and objectives, and we have appreciation of the fact that they're emotional beings, 80% of the time, maybe even more. So we empathize with what is it that they really want and need. Right now, going forward, can they even define it? It's tricky sometimes. The next aspect of it is to define that. What does that mean? They just told us they need this, they need that, they want this, they want that. But what is it really that they want? We define that. Then we come up with lots and lots of ideas, like I came up with that idea of strategic thinking. It's just complete responsibility to the surrounding, the context. And we come up with lots and lots of ideas, like hundreds of them. Just don't judge yourself, just come up with ideas. It's easy to call them. And then prototype, and then test, really. So what tests and works well, we keep. What doesn't, we throw away, we make something else. And if it works, we keep it. And so really design thinking can be applied to any area of a company. At UX Coach, we developed this universal diagram for what every company is made out of. It starts with people, The company is a social construct. Like, I'm in a good company. Hello, my friend, again. How are you doing? Yeah, you're a good company. So, in English language specifically, I think in many other languages as well, a word has many different meanings. Right? So company is people, good company, but it's also a company as in business structure. Then, so each company is built by people and created by people. There's a bunch of systems that they create, which is processes and technology, IT, all that kind of stuff. They come up with some innovative ideas. Hey, let's make an ice cream that has a flavor of Latvian chocolate, right? And make it global. How about that? Do you like that? So. It's not feeling it, okay? But I can see that you just get him going like that. I can empathize with him, but why are you not liking that idea? It's very questionable whether you have Latvian chocolate. That's why I learned that there is Latvian chocolate. Whether it's just called Latvian, I don't know, but it sounds Latvian to me. So then they come up with products, and those products can make money. Now, usually people say, you need money to make money, to build a business. I think that's total bullshit. In fact, I know that's total bullshit because I built my own business from nothing, and I still building everything from nothing. In fact, everything comes out of nothing. Nothing is everything. And so, then you get growth. Infinite growth. If you're starting from nothing and you create something, you earn £1 from nothing, that's infinite growth. So what happens then? So, our minds, we spoke about mind and mind over matter. Has anyone heard of theory of evolution? Theory of evolution?
Yeah.
Yeah? It talks about kind of physical development to a great extent. We came out of we were monkeys before we became humans, right? But spiral dynamics, has anyone heard of spiral dynamics? Raise your hand if you've heard of spiral dynamics. Okay? Okay. So quick primer on spiral dynamics, because we're going to run fast. This is the evolution of human consciousness, and it talks about evolution of human consciousness. So initially we're instinctive humans. We just want to eat and sleep and drink something. Then we become this animistic, magical self that lives in tribes. So we go from I want to eat, to we, as a tribe, want to kind of hang around together and kind of play on drums together. Then we get a little bit bored of that, and we kind of break out of our tribe, and we become these power animals, like ego-driven people. This is development of ego. We're like, I'm the best in this fucking place. Like gangster rappers. And then there's like, oh, if I'm a gangster, which you will hear a little bit about later on, you know, I kind of realized that everyone wants to stab me eventually, so that's not kind of a sustainable way of living. So I want to create a little bit more structured society. Now we become a rule self, which is more social democracies and all this kind of communism and religions, and it's like, you shall do like this, as long as you follow the rules, you'll be fine. Then people go like, yeah, but I want to be like the achiever self. I want to be Elon Musk, you know, that puts people on Mars, etc. So they become these kind of rational and sensitive people that start caring about the earth. Sensitive people are mostly the hippies, kind of who are like bailed out of everything. It's like, even if I'm the winner in every single business, we talked about like red ocean strategy, even if I'm the winner, it's kind of lonely being the winner, because what, like you've killed everyone else, what now? So then you become sensitive, like, oh man, maybe I should be like a hippie, light a joint, you know, and smoke and like peace, love, and happiness. But then you realize you don't really have structures for sustaining yourself. And then you become an integral person where you realize that all these previous steps of your consciousness are integral to who you are, because you couldn't become a sensitive or rational self before going through a job, etc., etc. And you start thinking about the whole world. You develop a planetary-centric view as well as cosmocentric view where everything's integral. We're all one. We're all the same. We're all part of the same oneness. So this is spiral dynamics. Now, this applies to companies as well. So in companies, design goes from non-existence. Like nobody even knows that all of this stuff that you see around, all this slide deck, I spent hours designing this, you know? You are designed by your own mind. So people don't even understand this in most companies. So there's no design existed. Then they go like, oh, we know there's design, but it's kind of fucking not important for us at all. Then they go like, design can actually make things kind of interesting here. Like maybe we could do something with this. So then they go like, okay, I'll invest into you. You come in and do something, like redesign our website or something and see what you can do. And then they kind of commit. It's like, oh, our website was redesigned and suddenly more people are signing up. Wow, cool. What else can you design? You said, well, we can do an app, we can do a process, we can do this, we can do that. So they start committing more money. And then it's like they engage with it. It's like, how can I do some design as well, right? And then companies like, we want to embed this into our structures because we realize that more designers there are, more we become creative, more we start things, and more we ideate, and more we co-create. And then they become distributed companies. So at like places like Tesla, Airbnb, Apple, and so on, you've got distributed design thinking, and that's why they're so successful. Here is an example of what we've done. Whereas companies before created products with like small p, like here is a product that's a bottle of water, right? And I buy that, and when I sort of drink it, then it's like end of experience. It's a question of how can I turn this into an ecosystem product where it's like a connected thing. The company can maybe even track like what I've drunk, when I drank it, how much I drank it, why I drank it, and sort of give me some stats on how it works. At Rolly is a company that makes musical products, hardware, software, and cloud services. We designed ecosystem for them. So we empathized, plotted their market. You know, it's like a lot of this strategic thinking that we're talking about is axes and la 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 la. It's like, where's the people? You know, you're serving the people, as I showed in the diagram. If you don't know who the people are, you basically might as well just pack up and go. So first thing is empathize with people, plot the market, understand who the audience is, really empathize with that. So we broke that down into like all sorts of contextual and categories and insights into how much money they've got, what they use already, who they are, what they're interested in, what their story is, how much they're present on social media, all this kind of stuff. And then we really plotted a definition of a whole bunch of approaches to design in terms of the beliefs, structure, context of each user, all these personas, made this company widely accessible for everyone to reference, and started coaching their staff to actually become designers through and through, not just the ones that were actually designing the products, but also the support people who were delivering the end user experience as much as the material scientists, as much as the sales guys and marketing guys, etc., who were telling the stories. We prototyped loads and loads and loads for like iPad apps, iPhone apps, all sorts of things. And we tested with real-world people using real-world musicians, often and iteratively. And so this is design thinking in practice. And really, you know, it's not that hard, you know, but you have to raise your consciousness. And to a great extent, you know, what us as coaches, and this is what UX Coach is all about, we're on a mission to coach 1 billion people design thinking before I die, if I die. Coaches catalyze company consciousness. You see, these are like words, power of words, 4 C's or whatever the fuck they would call it in management science, right? Coaches catalyze company consciousness because once you become more aware, you don't gain understanding, but you gain overstanding of how things work. Now that's really strategy, overstanding of where things are and where they're going to be heading. So shift really does happen. Shift happens, okay? And so that was just the beginning of my conversation with you. Now I would invite you to join our Facebook group through which we actually came and got invited to this place. That's the link, bit.ly/DT for business, design thinking for business. Please join in there and ask all your questions in there, and I promise I will answer every single one of them as thoroughly as I possibly can. Thank you very much. My name is Jason Grant, your coach. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Jason. That's very good that we can squeeze a Q&A session into the virtual world because we're a bit behind the schedule. Thank you very much for this presentation.